By you being here, I assume you have recommitted yourself to the process. Right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Last time I saw y'all, it got heated. This takes work. I take this whole process seriously. If anybody is not taking it seriously, guess what? I will remove them myself. Speaking of, let me update y'all on Tina. We scheduled a time and place to meet, and I'm sure you will believe this, stood me up. Ghosted me, same way she ghosted everybody else she's supposed to meet with. She not ready to love. Her journey with us is done. This week it gets real. As they say, I want you to invite these ladies into your home. Family see something we never see sometimes. So, decide which of your family members will help you determine if the woman you've chosen isn't just ready to love, but ready to love you.
I want Sabrina. A conversation needs to be had between me and her to see exactly where we stand with one another after the brunch. This might go left, it might go well, might go bad.
My uncle Maurice, AKA Reese, and then my cousin Diane. I have been on a journey, dating multiple women and trying to make a connection with one. She's a singer, right?
Gotcha.
So I wanted y'all to feel her out, see what you think, and I hope y'all give it real questions.
It's been a long time since I have met a man's family.
Tell me why you wanted to be on this process.
It's time. I've done a lot of things by myself for a really long time. I've been using my career. He checked like every box without me telling him this is what I want.
Did you feel good about her?
I feel like I don't have to sugarcoat anything.
You are where he has 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your take on that? If something would happen and that he would have to have the responsibility for his kids.
Meaningfully?
Meaningfully.
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, I used to teach kids.
He's definitely a good father.
Oh, no, I know.
Proud of him.
Thank you.
You two, he's a workaholic.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys talked about how that's
The balance.
what the balance is going to be?
I know that at the end of this process, in a sense, I'll be leaving. Going back into Mexico. 6 months out of the year, I travel to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. My career and the distance that it causes, I guess, has been kind of a concern, really from the beginning. But at this point in the process, it's getting really clear that it may be an issue.
That's going to be a tough balance.
Because we've gotten so close, it is difficult. I didn't want to start something and not be able to still.
Where you're going is long distance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It really is. Really is.
The distance concern that my family has is a valid concern. I know there will be times where, I want that physical touch, but I can't have it because she may be 5,000 miles away from me. So I can't say it's not going to bother me.
I hope I get to see you guys again. I felt like I knew them already. I can see myself at the family cookout.
I like her.
There was some sincerity about her.
And she was kind of sad that she had to leave.
That's just not something that's ideal.
Hopefully y'all have talked about it. That's the only way it's gonna work.
Yeah, I know that's definitely gonna be a challenge.
I really don't think we're gonna get anywhere because I feel like we just have different ideas and different perceptions of each other.
after the way he attacked me and my character at the brunch, I just don't trust him. I don't know what the hell to expect. I could tell there's a lot on your mind. So then why did you call me out here?
For me, I respect the process. That the same respect that I have for the process, the same respect I have for you was not reciprocated. When you mentioned that I wasn't ready to love, I kind of took offense to that because I wouldn't have been here if I wasn't ready to love. If I wasn't looking for the person that I felt was honest and vulnerable with me and was consistent with me, you have not been that. Actually, I don't think you've been that with Demetrius as well. Actions and words aligning. I felt that she has not met that. I think that she's playing games. This is on her, not me. What you say and what you do, two totally different things. Two totally different things.
Donovan, he's just sitting there like a bitter baby, and I don't even know how to engage. What you saw at the sleepaway was me exploring both those connections, and
that believe me, and I don't mean to interrupt you on this, but it's just like, believe me.
It's so mind-blowing how fragile these men's egos are. They really can't handle seeing a woman have multiple connections.
I have a very strong connection with Carmen. I had a very strong connection with you, and I have not wavered my consistency.
Let's be clear. The reason why I grew distant, Donovan, is because of your burgeoning connection with Carmen. You made it very clear that if I didn't tell you where I was between you and Demetrius, that you were gonna choose Carmen. That's how I felt walking into the sleepaway.
She's such a liar. She is fabricating a lot of the that she's saying, and I'm starting to kind of lose interest in even being here at this point. I'm moving forward with Carmen. She aligns with the things that I want, what I'm looking for.
I hope it works out.
Okay.
I didn't do anything to you. So why are you sitting here with this type of attitude and spite towards me? You act like I ran over your dog, sitting there smirking, cleaning his dirty ass fingernails and rolling his eyes because he knows I'm right. It seems like you want to go.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming.
Yeah. You have a good one.
I feel like his friend was right. His best friend was right. Phil, you were right. Donovan's an I'm gonna get the hell up out of here too. P.O.
What's up,
How you
gorgeous?
doing?
Good. That brunch was busy. right?
Busy is not the word I was going to use.
There's some clarity that needs to be made.
Absolutely.
And there's
I'd like
there's
to-
a lot of shade with Carmen. We had a private conversation, and that conversation was like, so what type of women do you like intimately? And I said, the type of woman that gives you the fire when you walk in the room. She goes, well, does Takia do that for you? And I'm like, that's not your business. So she tried to spin it and make it me talking about you in a certain way. And that was not true.
I was so done with her in that brunch.
It seems like, though, that there's always been some sort of out for you.
Carmen has definitely had it out for me. It's coming from the Eric stuff. I messed up her short thing. And
Right.
she had a nerve. Like, don't come to me about the way I look, because
Okay.
mine is God-given and fine-tuned in the gym. Hers was fine-tuned on the surgeon's table. Where do you stand with Carmen now? I know you don't like to talk about other women, but I mean, after all that you've seen, if that's the type of woman that you're still into, I'm not the one for you.
Exactly. No, I'm not, definitely not into that. Carmen, who is very superficial, very judgmental. Dakia, her approach, her demeanor, everything about her is very, very classy. For me, a woman like Dakia is the type of woman that I would need in my life. I beat myself up about this all the time. Like I didn't, fight harder to spend time with you because I would like to get to know you more. I would like to know if you would like to meet one of my family members.
Oh, we mean family. You sure about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a pretty major step.
It is a major step.
At the same time, this is not a normal process.
Right,
So I think that we could definitely get a lot more insight.
That's
Thank
good.
you for trusting me with that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to get involved with her, but at the same time, this has to be something that's done in a digestible way. This is an opportunity for her to know me a little bit better, but I want to collect that intel too.
Carmen is meeting my mother today, and I've never really introduced anyone to my mom.
When's her birthday?
She has a quirky personality. Don't do that to me right now. I really don't know what's gonna happen.
I just really don't know there's one out there that's really good for you.
These are for you.
Oh, honey, blessings. Thank you. How beautiful.
And these are for you, babe.
Thank you.
I hope she likes me.
Remember that year you guys.
Oh, no. I want to hear a story.
This is not what we're here for.
Okay, you're not.
I'm here for it.
He was spoiled rotten.
See,
Oh.
that's where I feel like we have a differences in opinion.
Can I make a few phone calls?
Why are we making this about me right now?
Because I thought that she needed to know some insight.
I appreciate that.
This is not that part.
You're gonna wait till what, the honeymoon and then?
Donovan did say, my mom's something. Now I'm seeing the something.
There were a lot of values and morals and things that I instilled in Donovan by not talking about it, but showing.
Actions.
How do you show your son your values and morals?
I know how it feels not to have. I need him to understand, there's different ways people live.
So it's just been you two for...
I don't think he's seen his father for maybe 8 years or so.
You just can't bring anything and anyone into their world because
Right.
they're still developing. And I'm sure Donovan's dad would have been a better influence if he had understood what he had. He had a great son, and we'll both always say it was his loss.
That's what my mama said.
This is interesting because my mom has always been the type of person to say that no one is good enough for me. And she's going back on her words right now.
We gotta exchange numbers.
Hold on, I'll get all that.
I think mama liked me. If it was a test, I passed it.
Hopefully it won't be our last time.
It won't,
Okay,
I
all
promise.
She seems to know who she is,
Okay.
what she wants. So for me, that's
Oh, you
around the
good.
clock.
So, I
she
mean,
done, she done rounded all the corners. I wouldn't let that one go. That's a keeper.
Okay. That's a plus, but at the end of the day, it's not my mother's decision. She'll always say that I ain't gotta live with them, that's you. The sky's the limit for Carmen and I.
Don't ruin it.
I can't.
Today I'm going on a date with Sabrina. We really didn't get to talk at the brunch, So I want her to know that, hey, I'm invested in this process and want to be invested in her. When I see Sabrina, it's a good feeling. I look at her and I start smiling. Before we get started, do a cheers.
What is it to?
New beginnings.
Cheers to new beginnings.
Cheers.
Where should we start? You tell me.
I'm a gentleman, so, ladies first, wherever you want to start.
I want to be honest with you about where I stand. And there's a lot of alignment in terms of what we want, in terms of building intergenerational wealth, but not letting materialism define our happiness, right? About having children. But I do have some concerns as well. In order for me to move forward, I think those need to be addressed. Specifically, I feel like there's this weird, power dynamic between us.
I'm glad you brought that up. When you said, I think he wants someone that's, willing to bend, and be submissive or whatever. It threw me off when you said it. I was like, we had this conversation. So,
I still kind of stand by that. I'm not gonna lie.
Based on what? I thought it was already established that I don't want a submissive woman or to bend to my will or anything like that. I want her to have her individuality. Any woman that I've had in my past hasn't been submissive. For her to bring it back up again, I see it's a big issue for her. I thought she was meaning like barefoot, you know what I'm saying, pregnant.
No, but you did tell me that you want your wife to take your last name.
I think that's like a natural thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
What if she doesn't want to take your last name?
It will have to be a discussion. If you still have your last name, are you really a part of me, or are you still an individual?
Why are those two things mutually exclusive?
They are.
But they're not. I did not change my last name in my last marriage. To me, getting married is just like, we are building something together. We are like...
But are we together?
Yeah, the last name doesn't mean that.
It's a part of it.
It doesn't have to be.
For me, it's a part of it. You feel like we got everything out in the open that we need to get out in the open?
I feel like this is the follow-up conversation that we needed to have.
Okay.
I can't help but admire and respect the man that he is, but this does feel like we are scrambling to make up for lost time.
I feel good because now we can actually take a deep breath. I understand who she is now, and I understand what's important to her. Reservations can be communicated. We can talk it out, and we can see where we're at after that communication has taken place. I got a surprise I want to tell you.
Oh, here we go.
My family's in town for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know if you would like to meet my family to, get a gauge.
Your family?
Yeah, my family to get a gauge on who I am, and they get a gauge on who you are, and you have that interaction with them. So you can just get to know me a little bit more. How do you feel about that?
I just don't think we're there yet.
So that's not a yes or a no?
I would prefer for us to be in a stronger place.
Mm-hmm.
Paul and I are just starting our connection, so meeting his brother seems a little premature.
Tell me a little bit about you.
Oh, you want me to brag?
Uh-oh. Yeah, please,
Okay.
please. With all of those great things,
Yes.
why are you looking for love?
I'm not necessarily looking for it, but just making sure that we're open to receive it when it comes.
Okay.
I'm ready to settle down.
Okay. My older brother here, he's a straight shooter.
I know.
How do you feel about leading, and how do you feel about reciprocation?
I lead every day, all day during my professional life. But at the same time, when I come home, I don't necessarily want to be in charge. I want to make sure that my voice is heard, my needs are met, but I don't necessarily have to be the one that's heading up the household. And as far as reciprocation, that's what a relationship is all about. If there's no reciprocity, what are you even doing?
I know from his past relationships, there has been times where he's given people too many chances.
I know exactly what he's talking about. Being in a marriage, right? Hanging in there too long has been an issue in some cases. I still like to give that chance to see if somebody recovers. And when they don't, you know, and I get burnt, then it's like, yo, and he's like, I told you.
I don't want that to happen again.
What do you think he needs in a partner?
Someone that's fair.
Fair.
The analogy that I can give you is if you all were to be in a car, he trusts you to give him directions, you trust him to drive.
Right.
So you don't tell him when to switch lanes, you don't tell him to slow down, you don't tell him to speed up. It's a mutual respect.
That makes sense. You agree with that?
I do.
I'm seeing a lot of great things and a lot of potential in Paul, but at the same time, I'm nervous because it still feels that friendship vibe. Is this a natural, organic chemistry thing that is blooming, or are we really just trying to force something? And I'm not trying to force nothing.
I think she's amazing.
Do you think she's solid?
A lot of textbook answers.
You think? I knew what he meant. They seem to be scripted, but I don't think that he understands Dakia's demeanor.
When you follow your heart, there is no wrong answer.
Gotta clean it up. Feel like I had to exercise some demons, you know?
This is the last gentleman's lounge. No more curveballs.
Not knowing really where my connection with Sabrina stands.
Welcome to the last Gentleman Lounge of the season, fellas.
It was a natural conversation from beginning to end. Fit right in. They even said it. They was like, you know what? She's welcome. You know, bring her around. The only concern that they had, she travels for her career, right? She's probably gone 6 months out of the year.
I'm rooting for you. Stars are lined up.
They are.
We shall see. Here's my question. What is it that you see in Dakia that you didn't see in the prior connections that you had?
Dakia is 100% straightforward.
The rest of them not straightforward?
No. I always get the truth from Dakia.
Why did it take so long for you and Dakia to connect? Why?
It was just scheduling. So I really made it a point. She's a gem. She's true to who she is. I can understand Tommy's questioning what my feelings are towards Dakia. Your task for me was to take a quantity of 10 women and get the quality of those 10 women. Job done.
I'm watching you, Paul.
Make sure you got some popcorn, because it's going to be a long ride, and you better have some Gatorade, because you're going to be thirsty.
Okay.
I had a conversation with Sabrina. Still was kind of met with a little resistance as far as, you know, no accountability was taken on certain things.
What is it that we want her to take accountability?
She doesn't take accountability for anything. That's on her.
Let's not skirt around it.
The teetering with, you know, between Demetrius and I was getting to a point to where it's like, you can make a choice at this point in time, right? I'd rather go with someone who I felt was solid, who I feel would have my back, open, vulnerable, and that's where I'm at, and I'm happy.
So you moved on from Sabrina?
I moved on from Sabrina. For her to, you know, to like the woman, you know, that I bring to her was big because she feels as though nobody is really good enough for me.
So you think we're good for right now?
I think we're good.
You think we're good? We gotta.
She didn't want to meet my family if it wasn't in the best light.
Really?
Yes, she did. We're in the rebuild phase of seeing where it goes. So I kind of understood it, but I didn't.
Really? This assignment here was a big one. This is where the difference comes in between dating and dealing with lasting relationships. Tell me what you think about this, Demetrius. You take Sabrina out, you find out exactly where she is, and you make the final decision. If she wasn't ready to meet your family or take that next important step, I don't know. All the air would have gone out of me. You don't come, sit down, break bread, talk to me and my family. We're not at the promised land just yet. One last notch, and it's gonna be hot. That's all I'm gonna say. Stay true to yourselves.
I'm extremely happy and extremely excited about my connection with Carmen, but we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully she chooses me.
I am like, what is going to happen?
That's my favorite color.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's too early in a relationship to rebuild. The guys met with Tommy early in the week. I told him, no, you declined to meet, my family.
I'm glad you brought that up. It's not until a man's like, I want her hand in marriage, where he's like, I'll meet them then. And so for me, I know the severity of meeting a parent. And so for me, I was like, we're not there yet.
How you feel is how you feel.
I also think we have an emotional disconnect that has held us both back.
Okay.
You are a good person. I just don't know if you're my person. I don't think you're my person.
Oh.
It's really difficult for me to say that.
So you feel that our connection wasn't what you thought it was?
You also had some reservations about me.
But I'm still willing to move forward and continue to build.
Mm-hmm. It's just that so much of this is coming so close to the end of the journey. I can't make decisions based off of what might happen in the future. The only way that I can make sure that the larger journey of you finding love outside of this process is for me to remove myself. I need to remove myself.
So okay. What were we doing this whole time? Was this a game or was this something that you didn't take serious? You would rather just not continue, on this journey along with me.
I feel like as much as I would love that,
my journey started and ended with you.
I hear you.
We're walking away separately. It's definitely disappointing. It'll weigh on me for a little bit, but I'll be fine.
I understand how he feels, but I feel like I'm making the best decision.
When I saw certain things, I didn't pay attention to it or overlooked it.